Hello, friends. This is a very important message for all the students out there. During the current lockdown due to coronavirus, education is perhaps the most affected area and is also a very important sector that needs to adapt to this situation at the earliest. Coronavirus has put the majority of the world into a quarantine, leaving its impact on the schools and educational institutes that have been closed as a precautionary measure. Now, this situation falls right in between the most crucial part of the student's academic year, the time of the final examination for most students. For some, they would have been preparing or giving their board examinations. There would have been others who would have been expecting to give the JEE and the NEET examination. The good news is that the bodies concerned with these examinations have acted very responsibly, and most of the boards and other bodies conducting these competitive examinations have postponed the examinations, keeping in mind the crisis which we are going through. This has handed a huge sigh of relief for most of the students. Now, not to deny that due to the lockdown, we have an ample amount of time at our disposal. Other than to procrastinate owing to one being lazy, it is really hard to come up with any excuse not to study during this period of the lockdown. We are free for most part of the day. We do not have schools and colleges have been closed, which has given us a lot of time during the entire day, and we must work very responsibly as students to utilize this time which we've got in the most effective manner. Now, remember, once the lockdown will open up, the world will move on pretty quickly to normalize the state of affairs. There's going to be a massive pressure on students from school and universities to cope up with the time that has been missed due to this crisis. And those students who do not end up utilizing this particular time effectively will be left behind. Thus, I strongly advise you to take a step forward, understand your educational need, and work towards achieving those needs. Now, how should you go about with your studies during this time? Let me give you a few important tips. The first thing is make a routine. To ensure that each of your day is productively utilized, a routine is a must. Following a timetable ensures that you are able to allocate adequate time to your academic subjects, to recreational activities. You could also have some personal time. You could have family time. Family time is really, really important in this period of lockdown. You must, spend time with your family so that your mental health is not affected in this state of isolation. The second thing that you need to do is get or create a proper learning space for yourself. Now, this is very, very important when you are at school or in your universities or in any other learning institute. You have a designated learning space, and your mind recognizes that place as where you will be studying. Do the same thing at your house. So maybe take a particular corner of the room or any other place which you can find, and try and study at that place itself. So every time you're sitting at that place, the mind will automatically train itself to focus on your studies at that place. Now, of course, the third thing that I strongly suggest to all of you is go beyond your curriculum. Now, this is a time where you should not just be focusing on your school curriculum and the academic subjects that are being taught to you in your school. This is a time when you can try all the other things which you've not been able to do because of the heavy burden that you've had and the busy schedules that you've had all throughout. Uh, During this time, you're not expected to go to schools. You're not expected to be doing a lot of homeworks. So try your hands at things like painting, cooking, reading, writing, sketching, and even introspection with regards to your life in general. This could be a very good means for overall development of yourself. You could work on building your critical thinking skills, building your analytical ability, your communication skills. So there's a lot of things that you can actually work on during this time, which could be helpful for your future. These life skills are going to play a very, very important role in creating a better version of who you are as a student. The fourth thing that you must do is exchange of knowledge. You must indulge in uh, passing on or exchanging what you've been learning, your knowledge, with others around you. Try to foster intelligent and informative conversation with your family members in your house. Discuss about your learning with your friends over a call or WhatsApp or Skype, and ensure this exchange of learning is engaging as you would do in a real life classroom situation. This is going to play a very, very important role in giving you a kind of a feeling that yes, you have people around you and you can share your knowledge and you can discuss and you can try to consolidate what you've been learning. Now, during this time of crisis, e-learning has emerged as a very important ray of hope for all of us. The existing situation is forcing us to challenge the traditional classroom learning teaching process. Online educational platform is playing a very important role here, ensuring that learning doesn't stop. And thus, EduAims as an institution is now offering online counseling sessions and coaching classes, which you can avail sitting right in your home. We are conducting live counseling and coaching session, which is going to give you the same kind of feeling that you would have in an interaction when you come to the institute or if you're sitting in a classroom environment. Remember, as students, these are very important formative years in your career journey, and you must ensure that this valuable time is not lost. Remember, as I said earlier, when this lockdown is going to end, the world is going to move at a very fast pace, and you must ensure that you are not left behind. This crisis is going to pass, but where you will be at the end of this, when all of this gets over, will depend on how you respond to the current situation today. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies ahead of us are very tiny matters to what lies within us. So get up and get moving and make sure you utilize this time to the best possible manner. EduAims wishes you all the best, and remember, we are there with you during this time of crisis. And if you need any kind of support, you can surely bank on us. Thank you so much.